Hi all, Eric here with Taylor Trader. I'm taking some action in the Euro USD right now. I wanted to get it on video. It is about 9:30 a.m. New York, April 13th. Real quick, from the higher time frames, so far this week for the Euro USD, it's kind of been up for the week, kind of respecting kind of like a little channel that I have from my analysis and perspective. Yesterday we had a big bullish move. Trump has stated something about the US dollar, and the euro reacted and all that good stuff. So now the markets were chasing a bit. So getting right to the analysis, I wasn't short overnight or anything like that. So I'm coming to the screens, looking at it, and now taking action. So with that move, it allowed me to draw some fibs. So if I open up this chart, which is a 30-minute on the Euro USD, I have now I don't really technically trade Fibonacci levels so much, but obviously if the market had made a big move, I'm going to be drawing Fibonacci levels for retracement. So this is kind of what I did so far in the euro. This was yesterday's low, and then it put in a high overnight. So from yesterday's low to the high, I drew a fib, and we get the retracement levels. And so far today in the Euro USD, from yesterday's move, 1.0622 is the 61.8 for a potential continuation, and happens to be the low so far in the euro. So I bought in a little bit on the euro here. I put orders below to get long. If it does go lower, if I can just scale up for a little bit on this chart, while that is loading, I drew a Fibonacci level from also the weekly low so far this week, because remember I told you that it's bullish for the week so far, and it's Thursday, so I kind of want to remain that way, but we'll see. So drawing the Fibonacci levels from the weekly low to the weekly high here, we also have another Fibonacci's coming in at the 50% for the week at 0.23, so there was confluence there for the week, because that also aligns with the 61 for the daily, and then we also have 0.610s for the 61, still for a continuation to the upside for the euro. At least for today, I'm playing that long side. So I have orders to build up down below with a stop loss of 0.599 below the even number there. So we'll check. Now my strategy is really I should be short. I want to describe something here. So my strategy right now, I still should be on the short side, current trend. So, but because of the analysis that I just kind of went through, I'm holding up the fib levels there. I'm just grabbing that chart. Sorry. So the analysis that I went through, I have a plan wrapped around that. So if my strategy, just want to make a point here, a little bit of a teaching moment, and kind of what you're going to be receiving in the room, or what my members receive in the room is, if my strategy is telling me to be short, but I am not short, and I'm trying to or attempt to build a long, then what I have to do is, if my strategy is short and I should be short, where would I want to be buying to cover, right? If I was short, I want to be buying to cover here and here and here on drops in my favor, right? So if I'm not short and I'm supposed to be, and I want to build a long, I want to put my buy orders where I would be taking profits. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So I'm going against my day trading strategy, but with a plan, because I missed the short that I was looking at, actually, not being impulsive. I wrapped a plan around the long, and I'm actually executing the strategy still, just on the other side. Now, some of the new people may not understand that. Some of the more experienced traders may understand that. So my strategy has me short, but I'm not short, and I would be taking profits right now, as the market would be dropping in my favor. Because I'm trying to build a long, because of the analysis, I'm going to be buying to enter instead of buying to cover, but for the long side. So this just takes patience, it takes discipline, it takes knowing kind of what your strategy is, what the price action is doing. I'm doing the same thing, I'm just going on the other side. Now I'm going to be right or I'm going to be wrong. That's that. But we'll update. It's going to be interesting to see how this will play out. Hopefully that made sense. So trade update on that Euro USD. I have the chart kind of where I want it here. to explain. I'm not going to go out to the higher time frames. I already did that. So since the last time I did the trade and started to enter with the fibs, I began scaling in at 22, and then I had orders below, if you remember, to enter. And basically, long story short, the market dropped right into all of those entry orders, expecting the weekly Fibonacci level of 61.8, which came in at the price of 0.610 on the Euro USD. And I mentioned that I had orders down below because I wasn't short. My strategy had me short. So my short trade would have worked out as you chart, and I'm going to explain this. Now, this is not for kind of like the novice trader, right? I was explaining that, you know, I labeled out Fibonacci levels that would potentially, you know, put the probability in our favor for a continuation long. Now, this is the early phases of that. Now, I told you my strategy to be short, but because I wasn't shorting the market because of the fibs, I placed 2 buy orders where I would be taking profits for the longs. And I explained that on the opposite side, but doing the same thing, I'm just playing long because I'm not short. Now, what happened is the market dropped right into my orders, respecting that 61 fib that I labeled out earlier in the video as well, right, from the weekly. And as you can see, I have an order here long 0611 to buy to enter. And then I buy to enter in a place where, you know, I would have been buying to cover if I was short. So I'm taking the other side again. So I bought here, and I bought into this drop down to the Fibonacci levels. And right now it went down to the 61 for the weekly, and now we're getting some pull up. Now what I'm doing here, I want to make another note. Since I am against kind of like the day trading strategy, but I'm taking the long within, doing the opposite actions on the other side, since I'm long here, buying to enter, I need to sell to exit for profits where I would be potentially adding in or selling short to re-enter for the longs. Now I'm on the other side, so I have to be buying to cover on the lower orders and taking profits, selling to exit on the buy to enter on the other side. This is a hard concept to explain, but basically I would be selling short to re-enter for the short side, but because I'm long, because of early in the video, I have to sell to exit here instead of sell to short. Again, because I'm on the opposite side, but I still have to take the same action on the other side for my profit taking. So likewise, so I already have exited the lower orders here, scaling out in profit within. And again, I'm going to try to hold this as well, and now you may, and again, I may get a day trading strategy long. Well, great. I took the other side because of the Fibonacci's. I'll just add in when my day trading signal also gives me the long side here. So I just want to make that clear. Again, I wasn't going against strategy. I made a plan. I was going with strategy, but I made a plan to go the other way, taking the other actions the other way. I mean, this takes extremely good discipline and understanding of your strategy and price action as well. I have another target here to leg out of this position here, and again, it's all within. My strategy is still telling me to be short, and I would be selling short here, but I'm actually selling out of the longs that I had bought down below. Okay, so that's enough for this segment. Let's see how this plays out. Check back. Okay, so update on the Euro trade and analysis. It's about 4:13 p.m. New York time, so we're about less than 15 minutes away from the New York close. So basically nothing has really changed. As you can see, even from earlier in the video, the trade in the Euro today has been short, which I've identified, and my strategy has had me short the whole time, but due to the higher time frames, which I kind of went through in the beginning, and I'll go in the end of this real quick as well, I decided to play the long. And again, I kind of went through how I'm entering and exiting the trades. I'm still doing the same process, as this really never did trigger my day trade long strategy, but I'm still banking pips on this trade. As you can see, the entries and the exits here, selling out here with that down arrow. Since I'm long, I'm selling out to exit, not selling short, as you know, as this day has proven. Now, I'm long so much, I'm going to take you to the higher time frames as well, but I did want to show you how I executed My strategy, however, I kind of did it a different way, right? I went the other way with it, but was still doing the same actions and the same executions within my strategy. I'm not going to talk about it so much right now. You know, it is the end of the day, and again, this is how I trade. You have a strategy. You know, what I do in my room is I teach people, or I'm going to be attempting to teach people how to trade. You know, via price action around their strategy. I've kind of come to the point where this is just price to me, and I know how to execute around my strategy and price action. So again, I went against my strategy, but I didn't go against the strategy so much. I went long, still doing the same actions, just like I keep saying there. But the point to be made is a lot of people think that strategy is key. It is key, but also what's even more important is the execution of the strategy. Here I'm showing you a strategy where I'm telling you I should have been short, but I'm actually going long. My shorts would have played, because in order for me to get the fills long down here, if I was properly shorting here, that trade would have worked, as it has been working all day. And as you can see here, I'm still placing buy orders where I should be taking profits on the long side, and this is going to have to be carried over to the next day, which is fine. So let me go there. I think I kind of drilled that point as much as I possibly can. For those who are going to understand it, great. For those who don't, then learn it, I guess, if this is something that you're interested in, or this is what I do in my room. So those fibs, those daily fibs, that daily fib kind of got broken and violated, right? But then I mentioned that 0610 pricing that has been holding and so far hasn't broke. And again, it's still grinding lower, but it's fine. I have stops on all those orders at 0.5984, as you can see. Now let me just take you to the higher time frames. So that's kind of a threatening candle here up close. But again, we're still kind of on the weekly. We're giving back some. But I have stop losses. I'm just going to let that be. And I already took profits on the trade. So my risk, I think I'm coming out as a small gain on this trade mathematically with the position size that I have on remaining, and also with the trades that I've taken off. It'll end up being still a gain if I do get stopped out here, just so I can add that in as well. But I'm just happy you have how for what the market gave me, how the market reacted today. I did what I had to do to take what I can out of it. And that's kind of all you can ask for as a day trader. Now this is kind of turning into a swing trade, as I was getting to, and there's a couple of things where that are lining up where I don't have a problem doing that. Again, I have a stop loss area. If I'm wrong, cool, that's fine. But we are inside of this little weekly channel here. It's not as strong as I'd like it to be, but it's respecting nonetheless. Although this may be a threatening closing for my trade, I'm okay with accepting that as well. So we have 4-hour structure here as well at a nice little level. So that's pretty much that. There's not much to say more on this trade. It's either I'm going to be giving back a little bit, or I'm gonna wake up tomorrow or overnight. This will start to crank out, and I have some sell orders out to take profits and scale out as well, even if we don't get that move. Now that Fibonacci level for the weekly here, that 61, that could play out and hold out, but we'll see. Tomorrow is a holiday for the U.S. and around some of the other countries as well, so volume is seems like it's drying up a little bit. So that's pretty much it. I'm either going to get stopped out again, or I'm stopped out. I meant again, I'll explain. I'm either going to get stopped out, or this is either going to work out, but that's just how it is. But I'm happy I kind of scalped out those profits within my strategy here. So that's that. Again, here's the execution chart, just for those that want to see proof and all that good stuff. Again, Eric here with TaylorTrader.com. Catch you in the day trading room.